It's been a while since we've been down to the cellar, so I thought I would show you what's left in the cellar. This is January, guys. We've been eating out of this. I take approximately, let's see, every day at least 2 to 4 jars we open. So I have to come down here once a month and take up what I need to fill my pantry back up. So I'm going to show you. Here, the squash, we're kind of down in the squash somewhat. I've got a couple of, yeah, it's hard to see. All right, the squash, we're kind of down in, we've got a hole here. These, just a few holes with the English peas, but this was English peas too, and squash across here. So we've downed a lot of English peas. This is all the English peas we have left, guys. This is it. And we're out. So we've got to ramp up the English peas this year. But I have other peas all over the place. And all up here, we have peas. So I have lots of peas, just not English peas. This top shelf was squash. We've downed a good bit of it. The carrots, you can see I've still got quite a few carrots. There's empty space up here. And there's a whole section here that's gone. Potatoes. We've got spaces here. Spaces here. I've got to mess around and shove them all back together. But this whole area was potatoes, plus the spaces. Green beans, this is empty. Up here, coming down. Over here, this is our figs. Big empty spot here. This is jams and jellies. We eat very few of those, so it's kind of one of those things we add a few along. Tomatoes, I still have gobs and gobs of tomatoes. We don't use that much tomatoes. The salsa's down here. We're almost out of salsa. Apples and pears. The pears we're almost out of. This is the last across here of pears. We've got a few apples here, here, and here. A few pears still stuck up here that'll come down because I haven't moved them yet. Again, peaches. Preserves, things like that. Danny's working on the peaches and the pears and the figs and the apples right now. Up here, sweet potatoes. I've almost gotten down to just a few sweet potatoes. We added more sweet potatoes and I filled all of it back in, but this was kind of empty. And thrown in there is some peas. So I know we're a little jumbled. We've got some okra. I had it all kind of organized, and this year we kind of let things kind of get moved around, so it's going to be a pantry organization again to get everything back. But all my old stuff is up front, all my new stuff is in the back, and we're going to rotate and start again. I took all anything that was before 2017 up to the pantry, and we have used everything before 2017. So now it's time, since it's 2020, to rearrange again and make sure that we get everything that's older used this year. Anything in 2017 has to be eaten this year. We store old boxes down here, and it doesn't get wet, guys. This cellar doesn't leak. It doesn't have water coming in. So we store our old boxes here, and we store them up here. So when I need boxes, I get a box, take it in, I fill it with food here, and when we get upstairs, I put it in the pantry. The empty box, I put empty jars in. So it's like a rotation thing, guys. And we're going to get a few things, and we're headed back up to get these in the pantry and fill in our spaces there. I'm too old to tote a whole full box of quarts up at one time. So I look at my pantry and decide what needs to come up, and I space it accordingly, quarts and pints. Okay, so I picked up some pears, some figs, another 2 or 3 potatoes, and some green beans. This is my pantry. So we have some dried peppers. We have okra. This is some preserves, and this is pickles. This is my red hot pickles. We still have some peanuts from 15. So we haven't planted peanuts in a while because we harvested a lot. So it's time to start again. We have English peas, peaches, apples. I'm going to add more to the figs, the pears, and down on the bottom is our jellies and jams that I have. We keep our butter and our broth and our lard and our meat in the house. I don't take these down to the cellar, and we rotate out as much as possible. Then we have some greens, salsa. I brought more salsa up. I'm going to add a little more salsa, a little more potatoes to fill in this hole. Sweet potatoes. We have our peas. Coming down, more potatoes, carrots, squash, and green beans. So you see what we eat the most of is green beans, potatoes, salsa, carrots, English peas, figs, pears, and sweet potatoes. That's our biggies. I've been down. This is the third trip. I'm done for the day, but we're fixing to fill this up, guys. Okay, guys, I'm done for the day. I'm not making another trip right now, maybe later today, but I could have brought some more green beans and potatoes up, as well as a couple more figs and a couple more pears. But I'm tired. We got to go move some trees, got to plant some trees, got things to do. But isn't this beautiful? And the cellar's still reasonably full. The pantry's full. We're ready to cook and eat. And guys, I'll talk to you later. That's from the cellar to the pantry, my grocery haul. Thank you guys from Crazy Days. Quick question for all you guys that grow cactus. I think they call this a Thanksgiving cactus. It bloomed between Thanksgiving and Christmas. You can see I'm just taking the old blooms off. But look at this, guys. Look at that. All down in here. Look, it is blooming again. Do these things bloom twice? Or is this unusual? I'm just kind of curious. Tell me, does a Thanksgiving cactus bloom around a month after it bloomed?